We're going to get into a deep dive topic. We're talking about how to unlock your full potential. And Dr. MC, you talked about this idea of brushing our teeth in the mornings. I know John, myself, Marty, Rich, we're big habit stackers, stack habits to unlock success. Yet, it's so difficult for many of us humans to create continuous, relentless habits. It's just for some reason we all can get up and brush our teeth, but yet it's so difficult for all of us to go and eat the right foods all the time, or so difficult to go for a walk all the time, or so difficult to create these positive, powerful habits that lead to growth, resilience, and fulfillment. Dr. MC, let's talk about how these daily actions can take you from feeling stuck. There's somebody laying right now, they're sitting there in their bed, they're getting their day started, they're listening to our show, they're hearing what you're saying, Johnny's saying, they're wondering what the hell they're going to do. Let's give somebody to hang on right now to give them a reason to get moving and start a new habit. Dr. MC.
I would say it's not up to me. It's up to them, number one. So if it's not important to them, they're not going to do it. Behavior change happens when the delta between where you are, meaning the difference between where you are and where you want to be, creates such an uncomfortable feeling. That is when behavior change really happens. Or there's an external pressure and therefore there's a motivating factor. So internally, behavior change happens when I become really uncomfortable with the difference of where I am versus where I want to be. As an example, like if your pants start not fitting, that could be a really good reason to start the behavior change, because I want my pants to fit, but they don't. Therefore, I'm going to start changing my behavior. Or there's like an external pressure that comes in and says, oh, there's this wedding that I want to look really good for. So therefore, I'm going to start changing my behavior. When you start thinking about how to create that intrinsic motivation, that internal motivation, I always get people to look at their values, like what they actually value. So if, as an example, if they value, we break it down. What does health mean to them? Does health mean sleeping 8 hours a day? Does it mean working out? Does it mean meditating? What does health look like for them? Getting really clear on what health looks like for them, and then using that value to guide behavior change, to motivate behavior change. Because if there's not a value to them, they're not going to do it. They're not going to change.
Dr. MC, Marty and John have clients coming to them often saying, I got to go in a month. I'm going to Vegas in 3 weeks, or I got a wedding in a month and I'm looking to lose 30 pounds. There always seems to be these short-term trigger moments, yet they're maybe not value driven. How do we get somebody to overlook the fact, as Marty always says, no, actually, honey, you're not coming to me to lose weight for your vacation in 3 weeks. What you really want to do is change your mindset for the rest of your life. What you're saying, Dr. MC, is that human being, when they go to John or Marty, that they just haven't registered the importance of what they're trying to achieve just yet? Like right now, they're looking at their wedding. They're not looking at their life.
I think the value that they're going for is this external vanity.
Yes.
And external vanity isn't as motivating, perhaps long-term. It could be to some people, and I'm not judging that, but it may not be as motivating long-term as perhaps a value of health or being strong or being able to do the things in their life without getting injured. Oh, I'm curious, when Marty and John have these clients, do they see long-term changes, or are they more kind of short-term acute changes because of the motivating factors aren't super strong?
So Marty, I'm looking at you quickly, Marty. I'm thinking a client comes to you, one of your female clients, they come and they say, I want to lose a bunch of weight so I can fit into my dress. And then they go and achieve their goal. And then they come back to you a week or 2 weeks later and you see them somewhere and they've gone back to where they started. Am I wrong?
It happens often. Yeah. But the ones who stick around are the ones who, hey, I want to play with my grandkids, or I want to be able to play with my kids. Those are the ones who stick around. But the ones that are vacation driven and wedding driven and they want to stun on their girlfriends that was talking trash about them or something like that, they usually don't last long. Just being honest.
I guess in many ways, that's good business with Johnny though, right? Because you always have clients then, because everybody's always chasing the new wedding dress size or the new body they want to have. Like it's like a cycle in many ways.
It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
I come from the flip side. When someone says, they come to me and say, hey, I'm getting ready for a cruise, I'll ask them, hey, is that the first checkpoint in the new direction of your life? Because if that's the goal, you're going to have to go find somebody else. I work with people that want to change the direction of life, change the way they live, change their lifestyle so they can have a better life in the big picture. So if the cruise is just the first checkpoint, we're good. But if that's the goal, I'm giving you that.
Yeah. Hey, Richie, as you've been going through your endurance journey and perhaps working with somebody like Dr. MC, when you look at a massive journey, hundreds of miles. I'm assuming you look at that and you break it down into these micro habits that you put into play daily so that when you get to the event, those habits just turn into actions. Am I correct with that assumption?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's wild how natural that becomes, right? So I'm a huge fan of blocking because blocking allows you to do everything. And if you were to look at my I have a sub-calendar set up off my main, and I have a blocking calendar, which I don't really use that much anymore because I know exactly what's going to happen. But that way, everything requires its own focus. Everything has its own goal. So at 8:30 to 10:30, I'm working on a specific thing with a specific target. And what ends up happening is, so let's take this 240-mile run. I'm only focused on aid station to aid station. So the big thing is 240 miles, but one aid station to another is just 17 miles. So I'm literally restarting my watch to say, okay, I'm going from this point to this point. Here's my goal from here to here. And so when you start working in that manner, you do everything like that. It becomes natural. So you're hitting all these micro blocks that come to the main picture. And it just becomes a habit. It's a loop how your brain works.
Yeah. Dr. MC, somebody who's starting out with habit stacking. And again, we talk about it all the time. John, Marty, myself, but a different voice coming from you. And I said to you earlier, I asked you the question, how somebody can start it, how somebody can get started. And you're like, somebody has to find out what's important to them, finding their values. But expand upon that. Okay, I know what's important to me, but I still can't get started, Dr. MC. Is the answer, Lynn Keith, you haven't found what's important to you yet?
Maybe they haven't found what's important to you, but I think it's really important to really get super clear on what does that look like. As an example, if your value is creativity, what does creativity look like to you on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? What does your life look like when you are living creatively? Or if your value is achievement, what does achievement look like to you daily, weekly, monthly, yearly? And then understanding where you are versus where you want to be and getting very clear, Rich said, on the steps that you need to take. Because the outcome, you can't just focus on the outcome. You have to focus on the process. So the process are the things that you do to get to the outcome that you want. So the process, just like these hockey guys, they're really focusing on the process of doing the thing. They don't focus on the Stanley Cup. We can talk about the team that I work with. And Keith, your Jets are doing great this season, by the way. But really the process, the things that will get them to the outcome that they want. So that's when somebody's starting a habit. What are the things, the practical things that you can do that will get you one step closer, 2 steps closer, 3 steps closer to where you want to be? And doing that repetitively over and over again so that it becomes, like you called it, a habit versus something that you have to think about, you negotiate yourself out doing, but it's just, rather than doing that, you just make it a habit.
Yeah. Hey, you're hanging out with Keith, John, Marty, Richie, AJ Zeiglin in the green room, and Dr. MC Bork hanging out with us talking how to unlock your full potential. Dr. MC, I know we had you tuned now. I'm just wondering, can you stick around for the next 13 minutes to the top of the hour? Awesome. Because I want to go to the lifestyle tip, and I'm calling an audible. Yep, true story. Calling an audible. In football terms, we're calling an audible. We're going to come back over to lifestyle tip. We're talking how to unlock your full potential. And AJ, I know we were talking mental performance, but gentlemen, I want to talk mental performance in the bedroom because I think there's probably conversations that happen in the bedroom that we don't have anywhere else. We're going to have it on the show here this morning because I think there's some gentlemen that get into the bedroom and struggle with mental performance and probably going, how do I unlock my full potential in the bedroom with my partner? So let's come back with, let's go to the John Anderson lifestyle tip. Let's come back and have a conversation with our audience, helping our men maybe get into the bedroom and perform and unlock some full potential. Maybe they're struggling. How does that sound, Dr. MC?
I'm here for it.
Let's do it. All right. So let's do this. Let's go over here. We're going to bring up this sound effect. No, not that one. We're going to bring up this one, Johnny. Yeah, that's the one, Anderson.
Let's go.
Right,
come on, man.
Anderson, a lifestyle tip coming up.
Oh, man.
We're going to unlock your full potential in the bedroom, gentlemen, with myself and MC and everybody else. Johnny, you're up, pal.